So welcome everybody. This is a yoga class, more of an afternoon session. So we're going to start on the ground. So I'd like to invite you to come in a cross-legged position. Make sure that you've turned your phone off, that there's no notifications coming in, no WhatsApp, no emails popping up. Maybe you want to turn on a little bit of music for yourself, just to guide you through the process. As long as you can still hear me and the cues that I'm going to give, I think you'll be fine. And just make yourself comfortable, sitting in this comfortable cross-legged position with your hands on your knees, or just letting your palms or your wrists rest on your knees. You can close your eyes for a moment and let's focus on our breath by just breathing in deep through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. We'll just do this a couple of times to connect with our breath, breathing in deep and exhale. So just a couple of times, breathing in and out. Last time in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then you can start breathing in and out through your nose, breathing in whilst bringing your focus towards the rib cage. And you can place your hands on your ribs for a moment and just breathing into those hands. And on an exhale, notice how your rib cage contracts a little bit. And on an inhale, so you can breathe to all corners of your rib cage. Placing the hands back on your knees. And you can drop your chin to the chest and make maybe half circles to start with, from one side to the other. And at one point, you can just make full circles. And whilst doing it, you can breathe in when you look up, breathe out when you go down. And I already hear a lot of cracks in my neck, and I'm sure that it's something similar for most of us. But let's try not to go too fast, as we really feel what's going on. And especially after having worked already the whole day, it might feel a little bit stiff. And we're not in a hurry. We're just trying to open up. Let's go to the other side. Breathing in when you go up, breathing out when you go down. And it might feel like this side is a bit more comfortable, or maybe the other way around. So there's always one side that feels a bit more stable, strong, flexible, whatever kind of word you want to give to it. Slowly coming back to the middle. And once sitting in the middle again, you can take those shoulders up and just hold it for a moment. Maybe drop your head a little bit. And exhale, drop them down. Breathe in. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. And exhale. All right. Now let's take those arms up from the sides. Breathing in. Reaching up. Maybe pull your navel in slightly. And on the exhale, gently take those hands down and use the full length of your breath. That's why we try to breathe in and out through the nose, so that we've got more connection with our breath, more commands, and more control over how much air we breathe out, how much oxygen we breathe in. Now on the next exhale, we twist to the right side. So you place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and your right hand behind you. Come on your fingertips. You can lengthen yourself. On an exhale, look over the right shoulder. Let's do this 2 more breaths here to just give ourselves a bit more time to invite the body to deeper twists. Last time. So it's a bit of a more high-paced practice. It's the afternoon. You inhale, take your hands up, exhale to the other side. So we have been awake for some time, and the body has done already work. It's not that we come out of bed. Let's do 1 more breath. But still, we might need a little bit more activity. Breathing in, look forward. And on an exhale, bring those hands to the sides. So I'm going to turn a little bit, but maybe you can still stay where you are. And then place your hands behind you. So the fingers are pointed towards the heels. Place your feet hip width apart and open up your chest. On an inhale, with the navel pulled in slightly, you bring those hips up, drop your head back. And on an exhale, stay on those hands, bring the buttocks to just above the floor. And we're going to bounce back and forth, breathing in. Exhale, keep spreading those fingers wide so that you're not using only the wrists, but you use the full width of your hand. Even the fingertips can claw into the mat. Inhale. Feel that stretch on the shoulders. It's a nice opening of the heart, of your chest. And let's stay here. And on the exhale, maybe push those hips a little bit higher. Keep pulling the navel in slightly. You can tilt your pelvic, it's like pushing the pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Breathe in one more time. Exhale, slowly coming down. And then cross your legs. So we want to come onto the hands and knees. And on an inhale, open up your chest. So the hands are underneath the shoulders. Your knees hip width apart. Exhale, round the spine. So press your hands into the mat. Your chin moves to the chest. Breathe out through the nose. Inhale, open up. Arching the spine, looking forward. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Now this time we're going to bring one shoulder down to the floor first, then the other one. And then you come up again and start to move in any kind of direction. And there's no way you can do this wrong because you give it, well, whatever you feel you want to do. It's your interpretation of a movement. As long as you are connected with your breath, you can look over the left shoulder or the right. We can come and you can follow me on this one. Bring the knees a bit wider, as wide as the mat. And it's like pressing yourself away from your hands, moving the hips so the big toes can touch, the knees as wide as the mat, and you just move gently or sway your hips from left to right. So we give a little bit of a massage into the hip area. Maybe you can come a little bit further forward. Now let's start to straighten those arms and come on the fingertips. So stay on the fingertips, breathe in. And on the exhale, we're going to move those arms towards the left. And whilst doing that, we create a nice stretch on the right side. So you stay here, maybe a little bit more, trying to reach that right arm even further forward, diagonally to the left. And in the meantime, you can push your right hip a little bit further back. It's a really nice stretch for the right flank in this case. Breathing into it. And then slowly walking on to your fingers to the other side. So I often just close my eyes when I'm doing these kind of things, you know, these kind of stretches. I just listen to the sound of my breath. Breathe into that left side in this case. Press my left hip back a little bit more. Relaxing the jaws, the lips, the tongue. And then slowly coming back to the middle. And let's slide those hands further forward. And you can drop your hips down. So your feet can move a little bit out. And you can bring your hands as wide as the mat. And also here, you can just move into your shoulders. So it's really nice exercises to do when you've been working behind the computer. Let's start to circle the head, looking over the right shoulder. Breathe into the middle. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Coming back to the middle. Curl your toes, press back. And then see whether you can bring your buttocks up to the ceiling. So even with me having tight hamstrings, I don't want to straighten my legs completely. I'm just going to walk on the spot. As long as you spread your fingers wide, press yourself away from your hands, pull your belly in slightly. You start walking the dog, maybe dropping the hips from the left to the right a little bit, so that one leg is straight and the other knee is bent. So as long as you do this mindfully, you connect your breath with your movements, you start to reap the benefits of this stretch, feeling it from the Back of your legs all the way towards the left and the right flank. Coming back to the middle. Now have both knees slightly bent. Spread your fingers wide. And on an inhale, you come forward with a rounded spine. A little bit over your hands. Then bring the knees close to the floor and push back. Exhale. Inhale again, come forward with a round spine. Bring your knees close to the floor. Exhale, push back. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhale, come forward, round spine. Exhale, knees close to the floor, don't touch them, and push back. 2 times more. Breathe in. Exhale. Listen to that exhale. Last time, breathe in. Exhale. On the next exhale or inhale, you're going to take that right leg back and up. Maybe you bend the right knee. Take it a bit higher, the right hip on top of the left. And then on the next exhale, you bring your right foot forward in between the hands. You're going to come up, place your hands into your hips for a moment, and you just bounce back and forth. So it's a really good one to open up the front side of our legs. Is that psoas, your hip flexor, the muscle that gets shortened when we sit behind the computer a lot. And when we take the hips forward one more time, let's stay here. Make sure that your hips are squared with where you're looking at. So you're going to draw the right hip back a little bit. Inhale, take your hands up. On an exhale, open up your chest, bring the elbows out, look towards the ceiling. Coming forward, breathe in, take your hands up. And exhale. Again, coming forward, palms facing up. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. And this time we're going to bring the hands together. You're going to bring your hips a little bit back. And those hands in a prayer position, you twist to the right side. So bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Now my right elbow is pointing straight up to the ceiling and my left elbow down. And I press the right hand firmly into the left. So pulling the navel in slightly, I can twist. Maybe bring the knees further forward. Find your breath. And you only go as much as feels good. Then curl the back toes from the left foot and see whether you can find your balance. So now I'm doing it standing. If you find this too much, then you can just keep that left knee on the floor. Just keep on breathing. You can do this. And some of you might be even more flexible. You can challenge yourself by bringing the left hand on the outside and the right hand up. It's all optional. You just stay with the variation that feels good to you. As long as you breathe through it, your body has time to open up. On an exhale, come back forward. Step back to downward facing dog. And we can walk it again. Just walking those feet on the spot. But keep the feet touching the floor. The only thing you do is just bringing or bending one knee, straightening the other leg, and vice versa. Maybe dropping the hip from left to right a little bit. Connecting your breath again with your movement. Coming back to the middle. On an inhale, round spine, come forward into a high plank. Bring your knees close to the floor, press back, exhale. And let's do it one more time. Breathe in. And exhale. On the next inhale, take that left leg back and up. Open up your hip if you feel like it, bending the left knee. Left hip on top of the right. Keep pressing yourself away from your hands. And on an exhale, left foot forward. Bring the right knee to the floor. Gently come up. Just give yourself a moment here to find your breath again. Maybe bounce back and forth a couple of times. So how does it feel when you come forward? Can you push your pubic bone forward a little bit? And whilst doing that, create a bit more stress, a bit more stretch here. On the next inhale, stay with your hips forward, bring your hands up. And on an exhale, we're going to bring the hands behind the head with your fingers mildly interlaced. Press your head against those hands. Breathe in. And on an exhale, you lean back just a little. So we're going to build it up. Stay here. Breathe in. And on an exhale, lean back a little bit more. Breathe in. On an exhale, lean back a little bit more. Last one, breathe in. And maybe now you are watching the ceiling. On an inhale, bring your hips back slightly, hands up. Bring those hands in front against each other. And we're going to twist towards the left. So I might not see you or look towards the camera, but see whether you can press that left hand into the right. At one point, you might have your thumbs exactly in the middle of your chest, where your sternum is, that chest bone. Curl the right toes. Make sure that your left knee, the front knee, is in one line with the front foot. Then gently straighten the right leg so you find a very solid and balanced twist. Stay here and find your breath and feel how your body is working. Or you can take it one step further. The right hand outside, pull that navel in. Take your left hand up for a couple more breaths here, breathing in and out. Last time, breathing in and out. Slowly coming down. Place the hands on the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come on the tip of your toes. And on an exhale, you bend your knees slightly. Look at your hands. And let's jump or walk. Let's jump. Let's try it. Gently come forward. Keep your fingertips on the floor, but inhale, lengthen from the lower back. And exhale, bend forward. So I'm going to place my feet just a little bit wider. Hip width. I can do it like this, turning towards the camera. You can just stay where you are. And with your head just relaxed, just moving it a bit left to right, up and down. Coming into this forward bend. Just a nice moment for some focus on the back of our legs. Start to swing just a little bit from the left to the right. And we often say, can you hold on to your elbows? But if that feels good, you can do it. Personally, I don't really like it. Coming back to the middle, bend the left knee and place your left fingertips in front of the left foot. Maybe just the index finger, middle finger, and ring finger. Maybe more. Now keep that left knee bent and straighten the right leg. Pull the navel in slightly, open up your chest a bit more to the front. Take your right shoulder up. Take your right arm up. Breathe in, feel that stretch. And on an exhale, slowly exhale, bend both knees. Place the right hand on the floor, keep the right knee bent. Straighten the left leg. Inhale, pull the navel in, open up your chest, strong left upper leg. Let's do it back and forth. Exhale, bending both knees. Then gently inhale and start moving the right hand up. A little pause with your breath on the top. And exhale, slowly coming down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So you notice by now that it's getting a bit more easy. Your body gets the hang of it. You know how to connect your breath with your movement. Slowly coming back down. I'm going to turn back to the front of the mat, but you can probably stay where you are. Place your hands on the floor. Walk back to downward facing dog. Inhale, round your spine, come forward. Exhale, knees close to the floor, push back. Inhale, the right leg goes back and up. Exhale, take your right foot forward and bring the left heel down to the floor. Look forward, coming up, warrior one. And on an exhale, come a little bit deeper. Straighten the back leg. Take the right hip back a little bit. Take your hands up. Breathe in. And on the exhale, we're going to open up to warrior two. Trying to keep the shoulders low, look over your front hand, and try to direct your right knee out a little bit. So it wants to come in, push it out, keep that back leg straight. Turn your right palm, your front hand up. Inhale, come a little bit forward, and take that right hand over your head. Exhale, swing your hands forward and down. Step back into a downward facing dog. And just walk it a little bit. So it's a bit more intense. Exhale all together. Inhale, take that left leg back and up. Exhale, step forwards. And in the meantime, keep exhaling while bringing the back heel down to the floor. Look forward again. Inhale, take your hands up. Exhale a little bit deeper. Breathe in, straighten the back leg. And on an exhale, open up. So if you see or look at my posture, my left knee is in one line with my left foot. And my right leg is straight. And I'm not doing this. I keep the outside of my right foot on the floor. Shoulders low. If you look over your right shoulder, is that right arm in one line with the left, or is it a bit lower? So even it out. Look to the front. Push that left knee out. Tilt your pelvic, pull your navel in slightly. Turn your left palm up. Inhale, reach your left hand over your head. A side stretch. And then swing your hands on an exhale forward and down. And this time, come into a high plank. Now, either you stay here, breathe in, and on an exhale, you can bring your knees to the floor, or you can slowly come down as a plank to just 10 centimeters above the mat. Inhale, roll forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog, press back. On the next inhale, take your right leg back and up. And we're gonna stay on the floor this time. You exhale and bring your right knee towards the right side, just behind your right wrist. Now look over your left shoulder and see whether you can walk that left foot a little bit further back. On an inhale, you can walk your fingertips towards your shins. Breathe in one more time. And on an exhale, bring your hands together, walk your elbows out, and see whether you can let your forehead rest on your hands, like they function as a pillow. So you can just relax. Completely surrender to the gravity. Just let the gravity do the work, so to speak, so you can relax every muscle you don't need. With your eyes closed, just notice how it feels on your right buttocks. Notice how your breath is right now. Just a couple more breaths here. And you can stay on your hands like I'm doing right now if you don't want to go that deep. Now curl your left toes, press your hands into the floor, come up. And then you can bounce back, like this. You bounce back towards down dog. But immediately on an inhale, you take that left leg back and up. And exhale, take that left knee forwards, behind your left wrist, all the way to the outside of your mat. Oh, look over the right shoulder. Walk the right foot back a little bit more. And if you look forward again, come on your fingertips and inhale, walk those hands a little bit closer to your shins so that you can really press yourself up like a proud posture here. And then place your hands in front, bring the elbows out, bring your forehead, rest them on those hands. And also here, you can maybe flatter your lips, make that sound. Listen to the sound of your breath. Now, obviously, if it hurts too much in your knee, just come up a little bit. Don't force it. You don't want to hurt yourself. Always use your intuition. Just a couple more breaths here. Can you relax even more. And just ask yourself whether you're relaxing every muscle you don't need or whether you're still holding. Maybe breathing out through the mouth if that feels good. Now push yourself back up. Come and sit on your left buttocks. I'm going to just turn towards the camera again, but you can just sit on the left buttocks and take the right foot over the left knee. Now you sit in a bit of a strange position, but your right foot is on the outside of the left knee and even the big toe of your right foot is on the floor. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale, take the left hand up. And exhale, bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Now your hand points straight up. Your fingers point straight up. Right hand behind you. Inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Maybe a little bit deeper, but without forcing yourself. Last exhale. Let's do a counter twist. Just looking to the other side. I had a little crack here in my spine. So let's turn it around. So you're going to bring the right knee on the floor, right foot to the left, and the left foot goes over the right knee. And you want to make sure that both buttocks can touch the floor. Sometimes you just have to place your hands like this on either side. Bring your buttocks up a little bit, and in this case, move it a bit further to the right. Left hand behind, right hand up on an inhale. Exhale, twist. So make sure that that left foot on the outside of your right knee is flat on the floor, even the big toe. Fingers pointing straight up, inhale, and on an exhale, twist. A couple more. Every exhale, maybe a little bit deeper. Last one. You feel this in your left buttocks. Slowly coming back. I'm going to turn towards the length of the mat again. Slowly come and lie down. And you can bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, bringing the left elbow towards the right knee. And we're going to do a couple of ab like cycles. Now, see whether you can focus on your exhale. So exhale through the nose every time the knee touches the elbow. So this is the only thing you need to worry about is exhaling. The rest goes by itself. For 20 times. 16, 15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the hands underneath the buttocks. Push your hips up. Exhale, slowly coming down. Let those feet go towards the floor. Just 5 times. Breathing in, high, and slowly come down. Look at your toes. Inhale. Slowly coming down for 2 more times. Breathe in. Last time, guys. You can do this. Place those feet together. Let your knees fall out. Bring your buttocks a bit closer to your heels. Hands over your head. It's a really nice groin opener, a mild one. You just take a couple of breaths here. We've arrived at the end of this class. Just follow your breath again. Relax for a moment. You're almost ready. Just notice the heat that you've been building up. How your breath is deeper. And you can roll to your right side. And with your left hand, gently push yourself back up. Come and sit in this cross-legged position. Hands on your knees again, the way we started this class. With your eyes closed, just take a moment here to tune in with yourself. Notice how you feel. All right. I want to wish you a nice continuation of your day. Glad you joined and see you next time. Namaste.